Okay, so we're gonna record. This is on home parties. I have done a handful of them. I know we're in the pandemic still. A lot of people are still doing them virtually. When I do a home party versus a virtual party, I literally set up groups, set up links, schedule out my posts, and then as a live on the date and time that I pick with my hostess, we walk around my house showing all the things, like what's in my bathroom, how it's used, what it's used for, how long things last. We just do a quick little educational tutorial. So with a home party, it's completely different. I've seen extravagant displays and I've seen very minor displays. I honestly go by what my hostess asks for. I ask my hostess, do you want me to bring a table or do you want to use your table? And then I ask them, what are 3 things you want me to focus on? So if they say, I just had one Saturday. So she wanted me to focus on Halloween, harvest, which to me, they're hand in hand. And she wanted me to bring, what was the 3rd thing? 3rd thing was, I think it was pods, or it was pods or the whiff box. It was one of the 2, but I had pods came in the whiff box. So I asked them what are the top 3 things and what is their favorite, if they could pick any warmer to see in person, what would it be? Because if I happen to have it from like warmer of the month or something like that on hand, I'm going to bring that warmer. Now, why am I going to bring that warmer if they really want to see that? And I happen to have it on hand. Like I'm not ordering it. I happen to have it on hand. I'm bringing that warmer because my hostess is going to put a lot of work into her party. When I say a lot of work, we all know when we go in person, people want to clean their house. It's just a natural thing they want to do. I always say something salt, something sweet, something to drink. Keep it simple. Don't go spend all money. With that warmer, I will give it to my hostess at the end of the party if they still love it. That will be my host gift to them. Otherwise, for all of my virtual parties, I send them a fragrance flower using my perpetual party reward. So that is what I give my hostess as gifts when they hit a qualifying party. If they don't hit a qualifying party, I give them a car bar and I say thank you for having a party with me. I really appreciate you. I still show appreciation no matter, what their party situation is. One of the things I also do is when I had a home party, I do a door prize. Every single person that walks in, I got these at the consultant store. Enter my drawing. Have them fill out all the information. And if they check off boxes, I'll contact them. I say, if you fill this out, you'll be entered in for the door prize. If you fill it out fully, I'll send you free samples in the mail next month. So I add them to my happy mail list. Then I get all of their contact information so I can check into them. Then I'm going to enter all that information into Amy. So it'll populate and say, hey, check into this person, they're a potential hostess. I really make sure I utilize Amy because it's not only my follow-up system, but it's my system to input data, collect information. If they say, oh my gosh, I love Squeeze the Day, I'm going to put in there and say, I gave them a Squeeze the Day sample so then I can follow up with them. And then my door prize is usually a car bar or a mini pod. Like I did the last one, I did a mini fan diffuser because they're in the clearance section with a pod. And that was my door prize. So people know us as wax and warmers, but we're not just wax and warmers. We all know that. My hostess that I had this weekend actually prefers unpluggables. Even though she has 4 warmers, she prefers unpluggables. So I always make sure I have kind of a one of every product that I have. And I always, someone asked me this weekend, do you have this? And I say, honestly, I don't have that on hand. And I believe it was a carton. I said, I don't use it. So I have trouble promoting it because I have not used it enough to give a valid opinion on it. And they appreciated my honesty because I'm not, sugarcoating, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Can't wait for you to try it. Like, I'm like, okay, this is how I say, if you like the 10, maybe you should consider a scent circle. Maybe you should consider, something else just to compare like what I use and how I've heard people use the 10 in comparison to something else. I always bring my go. What better way to say, hey, this is a go. Usually you can bring fragrance with you and it just runs while you're at the party. I always bring my Scentsy Go with me and pods. So people can see how easy it is to change pods out, or their kids change pods, because my kids change pods all the time for me. I think I set up 3 warmers at this girl's house. She had me use her table. I set up 3 warmers. I set up Enchanted Pumpkin, Leaf Mouth, and the warmer of the month this month that we just got. That's what I set up for warmers. That was it. She didn't want overwhelmingness. She didn't want 40 different warmers set up. Like, she just wanted simple. And I know that that's how she is, because she's a very clean line guru person. I bring a buddy and I bring a scent pack. I also always bring a mini warmer. I brought Cut It Out, something small, simple, because she wanted to focus on things that were LTO, and I told her that, but they were the harvest collection, they were Halloween. She wanted to focus on that season because that was something she knew her customers wanted. I always bring testers, and then I kind of scatter them in different places. Like, I bring the whole bag and I say, okay, these are the testers. And if there's some particular you want, I have 2 sets. That was a choice I made. I have testers in the bag that we get as a consultant, like when we start with, but then I have mine sorted by fragrance category. So all my fresh scents are together, all of my bakery ones are together. And this way people are like, I really like citrus smells. I really like wood smells. I'm like, this is the section you want then, instead of having to search for it. Some people just want to pick them up and smell all the things. So I let whoever needs to figure out their things. I always bring order forms. You can get order forms. You got them in your kit, but do not buy any more after that. If you go into your consultant store, if you go into the workstation and type in the word order form, I just verified to make sure that it was still true. The top one, if you literally type the word order form, it's the top one that you can download and print. Do not buy order forms.
Oh.
They're there for you for free. Like, well, you have to pay for paper, but that's cheaper than ordering them through the consultant store and paying shipping, honestly. You all know I love couponing. So colored bulbs, I always bring 3 colored bulbs. Three colored bulbs. I'm working on this. But they're not all the same size warmer. I bring a mini warmer, I bring a 20 and a 25, because depending on what warmer I have, I can easily exchange one out and just show the difference of what they look like. Easy add-on as well. We bring my favorite one, fragrance flower. That way they can see how everything's built. They can see how they're handcrafted. It is my favorite one. And for them to see that much oil in there is really, like, people are very surprised when they see how big that is. And then I always bring a car clip, because those are very, very popular. I always have scent circles on me as well, because if someone orders, I'm handing one to them as they go out the door. Party packs. I make party packs. It's a choice I get to make. I have a dish soap sample in there. I have, dish soap, counter clean, fresh, the 10 new scents of the season, business card, joint information, clip information, and a laundry brochure and whiffs. This way, when someone walks in and they're filling this out, when they hand this back to me, I hand them a party pack and say, here's your party pack. You are allowed to keep everything in it. I do not need anything back. Thank you for coming to the party. And every single person gets one. I look at the VIP list to see how many people are expected, and then bring 3 to 5 extra, depending on, you never know who's going to show up or who's going to bring a friend. And then at a home party, we have the perpetual party reward. I say the next person who orders and books their party, or just needs to book their party because they love too many things on the wish list, so I don't require a purchase, gets a half off item on me. And then that way they're excited, because they're like, okay, I get a half off item just because I'm going to book and I'm going to get all the things. I also reward my hostess for, they suggest somebody. So recruiting is right there of my next person who's going to host is like the nomination post that we use from Mindy. Keep it simple. Do not overwhelm the hostess with 40 different things on a table. Like, really, people think that you need to have all of it. I try to do one from each line, and like I bring whiffs. I don't bring the whole laundry line. I bring a lotion for them to all try, and I have something called, it says tester on the outside. I bring like I said, the Go and a set of pods. Like, don't overwhelm your hostess, but don't overwhelm yourself with, oh my gosh, I need to bring all of the things. It's not worth it. It's going to cost a lot more stress than needed. And then parties, I mean, honestly, plan for a couple hours. Even if it ends up being a small party, that intimate conversation you have to build those relationships is huge. The other day, mine was I left, it was 2 hours and like 15 minutes or so, but it was only 3 streets down. I got home in time, made dinner, it was in the crock pot, and called it a day. So those are the biggest things I have on parties. There's a lot of information on hostess coaching when it comes to parties, in person or virtual. In your workstation, you can type in hostess coaching or hostess, and it will come up with the information. Do you do any sort of lead up to the party? Like, and I'd make an event in Facebook. I don't make a group for an in-home party. I make an event, and I say, anyone who's not local who needs a party pack, let me know and I'll send it to you. And then I ask everyone, is there something that you're dying to see? Like, I know what my hostess wants to see, but I'm like, if there's something that you really want to see or smell ahead of time, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Because like, I could post in our group and say, hey, does anyone have a peeling? And someone else, like Emily down the street, was like, I have a bar. I'm like, can I borrow it just for the party? And if not, I'll buy it off of her or whatnot, so that I can be able to have my people smell it. Jesse, you're not muted.
Sorry.
Does that answer your question, Emily, or was it a different question? I saw Isla and Brian and all the distractions.
We'll just call you after, because the kids are having a really hard time getting to bed lately. I don't know why.
It's full moon tonight.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So those are what I do personally for an in-home party, compared to an event party online. I do more event parties online through groups, but I mean, home parties I feel like is something that we are really new at, just because I can say all of us joined during the pandemic, because I joined in March of 2020, and then all of you are underneath me in some shape or form. Do I play games? Of course I play games. Of course I play games. But I found that let me try this again. I play games if the hostess wants to. Sometimes the hostess doesn't want to. But I will get a vase of different things, and then sometimes I'll put, depending on the size of the vase, I'll put testers in it. I'll put either pods in it. I'll put different things in there, or I'll put cubes of wax, and I'll know how much is in there ahead of time. And I'll say, how many do you think are in there? Kind of like putting it in an M&M jar and guessing how many M&Ms are in the jar. So I do that. I don't do a presentation, to be honest. I give a very small, like, hey, this is a brick versus a bar. This you can get in club versus not. Like, I let people know very educational things that they might want to know. I always say, let's find out what kind of fragrance you are. Look at the name of the list and see what sounds appealing to you. Are you a citrus girl? Are you a fruity girl? Are you like, is woods your jam? And like we all know, a smell can trigger 1,000 memories. Another game I have done is hot potato, but with a wax bar. So that was interesting, especially when you add some friends' kids in the mix. That can be interesting. And then I've done one party where we didn't have the fragrance listed on the front, and they had to guess what the fragrance was by smelling it. and then picking from a list of names, and they had like 5 names on it. So they all had to smell 5 different bars, 5 different names, and match bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that scent that they thought it was. And you have to bring coffee grounds for that one, because whenever people are smelling all the things, you need to clear out that nose. So those are the 3 different games I've done, but I've had 2 hostess that have not wanted to do any games. They're like, just bring your stuff, bring order forms. And I'm like, okay. Other questions? No.
So what is your presence in the party? Are you walking around, checking things out, asking people questions while they're looking at things? Or do you just kind of like hang back and you're like, let me know if you have questions, I'm right here, but like you want to give them space?
I do both. So I really feel out my crowd. As most of you know, I'm a very big people person. I can talk to anybody about anything. That's just how I am. I always ask how they know the hostess when we start, because I want to know if I can find a connection when they say how they know their hostess. Like this last one, the first 2 people who showed up were her mom and her sister, but one works in healthcare and one's retired, but she has a lot of sensei and she loves Jack. Jack as in Jack Skeleton. She doesn't call him Jack Skeleton. She just calls him Jack. Jack is her man. So she had pre-ordered the mini warmer of Jack before the party even started. And because I knew, that's all I knew about her, is like, my mom's obsessed with Jack and I want to get this warmer for her. I have a Jack obsessed bar because it's in my club. So I threw that in as a special thank you. And when she opened her package at the party, she was so ecstatic to be like, oh, guys, like, did you order this too? I'm like, no, that's a special thank you for me. And she goes, this is so awesome because it has Jack on the front. Like, so it was something that meant something to her right away. I go by any little details I can to make those connections.
Wait, so you knew in advance that she loved Jack?
All I needed, yeah, her daughter told me, who's my hostess. My mom loves Jack. I'm ordering this mini warmer for her birthday next week.
Gotcha.
And I was like, okay. So we put the order in. I sent it to my house in case, trying to remember. Oh, why did I send it to my house? Sent it to my house. Oh, because her mom was supposed to be staying with her and she didn't want her mom to see it. And then before she got there. So I wrapped it all up like a present. You want to make everything look pretty. And, because like I said, because I have Jack in my club came, I think the day before or something. So I just threw the Jack's obsession right in there too. I was like, I'm sure she'll like it. It's Jack. Whether she likes the scent or not, she likes Jack. So we put the 2 together. She ended up liking the scent too. So that was a bonus. What else you got? Y'all are quiet tonight. Heather, you got any questions? Have you done an in-home party yet?
I have not done an in-home party. I just had my open house. And I only had 3 people.
Okay. Were you able to give something to those 3 people to like party packs or scents to be able to come back and smell or have a conversation with them after?
Yes, they all got a party pack to take home, and it had, trying to think if it had, I want to say it had the new scents in it.
And when are you going to follow up with them?
So this one was a while ago. This one was at July, August.
Okay.
It was when the old catalog ended.
August, end of July or first week of August.
Yeah.
And have you followed up with them though?
Yes.
Okay. And did you have success with that?
Yes.
Okay.
They all have bought something that was in the party pack.
What do you put in your
I think I put a few samples of wax. What else did I do? Washer whiffs, Scentsy soak. And I can't remember if I put counter cleaner or not in it.
So a little variety, which is good.
Yep. Most of them definitely got washer whiffs.
Yeah. Washer whiffs are laundry crack, I swear.
Yeah, I post about them all the time. That and counter cleaner.
Okay. Emily, have you had an in-person party yet? Okay. Kate, have you? You just joined. I know you're fresh off the market.
I was supposed to do one this week, but that will be postponed.
Yeah, I know. Please. Sarah, have you had an in-person party yet? Sorry, wrong timing.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No one's offered. No one seemed interested. I've offered when people want to do parties, but I haven't even done that many parties this month. I've only done one party.
Okay.
But can I pick your brain?
Of course.
So
Yeah.
my mom loves Scentsy, loves supporting me, wants to have a party.
Uh-huh.
My dad hates anything fragrance, will not let her use Scentsy, like the whiffs. He took her car bar and stuck it in her glove box when he was driving her car one day. She is not allowed to have her warmers at home. Nothing. So she wants to party. My house is tiny, and honestly, it's a freaking mess. I can't host anything here. I don't have space to. So what would you do in that situation?
And she doesn't want a virtual one?
She doesn't do Facebook. She doesn't have Facebook. So she was like, we could do it outside. And I have seen people at like, with their setups, they have like Whitney, he has her like stairs set up. That's all the plugins. I don't have that, but like I don't know what, like
Can she co-host with a friend?
huh?
Can she co-host with a friend? Do it at their house?
I can ask. She has a lot of like friends, but not like super close friends. But I could definitely ask and see if there's.
What if you did it without necessarily plugging in warmers, but have a few available, and do it like at Maple Street Park, and have a lot of the other things that are unpluggables available, so that people could at least see them in person.
Yeah.
Because they have they're not gondolas, but they have you know what I'm talking about. The cover overs.
Pavilions.
That's what they're called. We're getting there.
What if I rent a hotel for the night?
And have a girls' night out?
Then I have to stay there after.
You don't have to, but you can.
Do like a lunch or a dinner thing. Have her invite all of her friends.
What's that?
Do like a lunch or a dinner. Have her invite everybody to like a restaurant or something, so then everybody can eat and look at Scentsy stuff like the books. But
nobody would end up looking at anything, and they would just end up eating and drinking.
But when you have to wait for food, you want something to look at.
That's true.
Doesn't she work up at a healthcare facility of some sort, a nursing home of some sort? I feel like I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I'm right. My memory does work sometimes. Why not do a bag party?
She's the boss, so she can't solicit.
Oh, my mom's the same way, same problem.
I can't bring it in.
Yep, I know.
Plus, I'm going up there in December for the holiday bazaar. So I have like a 3-day table.
Heck yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. I ordered my little Scentsy Consultant tablecloth. Shut your mouth. I'm excited. Anyway, I don't know. I guess the outside idea is a good one. Maybe I like Kate's idea of hosting
a group
with friends.
Yep.
Then they'd have to like share rewards potentially.
Well, if you host together, I mean, you should get double the size party, so you would want to share. You should be okay still to get what you want on your wish list.
I think I'd want to do the time slot thing. I don't think I'd want everybody there all at once. Like, I think I'd want it like, all right, so here's this time slot, like, but what would you use to book that? You know, like
Calendly, you can do Calendly, you could use Google Docs, you could use Sign Up Genius, you can use, sorry, I'm going through my PTO list in my head. I would use Google Docs, to be honest. That'd be the fastest way. Because then you can catch any information that you want. You can catch literally all of this. Plus, you could ask the questions like on the bottom, are you interested in hosting a basket party for free product? Are you just hosting a home party for free products? Earning extra income, like you can ask those questions, but then you can put a scale on it versus, you can put a scale on it versus just having them checking a box. Because if they say what are the chances you want to host a home party, and they put like a 4, there's a chance. It's not a 1. So I would say Google Doc, because then you can literally put in, you can even say enter my drawing and call it that.
Yeah, I like that idea.
If you can't come to the party, I can send you a party pack. If you can't come to the party, you can still enter my drawing, and you're still gathering all of that information that you need to. Pretty sure Brian needs to walk a drink down to me.
I will send him gladly. He is being real nasty in there right now.
Oh, bananas.
Mm-hmm.
What other questions you all have? Do you even want to do an in-home party right now with COVID? And do you offer it when you do your Amy follow-ups or regular follow-ups? Like, I literally have altered my text to say, I'm happy. I actually would have to, I'll take a screenshot of it next time and post it in our group. But it says, I'm offering virtual and in-person parties if you would like to book. Like, I literally use both verbiage for both different types of parties, so people know what I'm offering personally. And like, I always check my hostess's comfort level. Are we doing it inside? Are we doing it outside? If it's outside, do you have an option to have it covered up, or do you want me to light things up or not? Like, I check with my hostess of what is their comfort level with the pandemic still being in place. And then, do they want masks? Do they want me to include that in the event page, so that I look like the bad guy, not them? Like, some people aren't comfortable asking, but they'll let me know their comfort level, so then I'll say it for them. So, just some thoughts.
Idea on the mask to make yourself the bad guy and not your host. Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't mind, because the way I look at it, if they don't like it and they don't want to come because they have to wear a mask, then that's on them. But I'd rather them be mad at me that they don't know than their hostess, who they do know. And like, I just went through having COVID, so I have the antigen and now the antibody. So I'm superhuman for the day. But I know Kate will feel that way about I said Kate will feel that way in a few weeks.
Yeah, right now I'm just feeling unfortunate.
Yep. I know the feeling, Kate. Do. So that's what I have. I mean, I'm happy to answer any questions. I did pop a picture. I did take a picture from the other day of what I had set up. It wasn't the greatest picture, but I wanted to quickly grab one before too many snacks made their way to the table as well. Because she started adding a couple snacks and her hostess started putting stuff down, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot to take a picture. So I'll show you. Like, it was a really small, simple setup. So Let's stop the recording. I remember what button to push.